Everybody be cool. You be cool. Somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Low profile. You understand the meaning of the words low profile?
Sure. Two of America's most dangerous criminals have taken hostages.
What is this? It's called a punch. I'm going to ask you one question, and all I want is a yes or no answer. Do you want to live through this?
Yes.
Okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another edition of I Have, He Hasn't. This time, Chris is the I, and I am the he. And what are we watching today, Chris?
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yep. Starring someone named George Clooney.
Remember that, though?
George?
George Clooney.
Oh, the Roseanne guy.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's directed by Robert Rodriguez.
We'll just go with that.
Yes.
And Quentin Tarantino and Harvey Keitel and some other people.
I've never heard of any of them.
Really?
I've never, no. Nope. I mean, I know I went to the film classes, but I have no fucking idea who these people are.
Well, anyway.
I'm lying. You want to ask Future Phone what I'm going to think about this?
Why not?
Yeah. There's no answer.
One night is all that stands between them and freedom.
This is my kind of place.
But it's going to be one hell of a night.
We might be in trouble. We have a bunch of fucking vampires out there trying to get in here and suck our fucking blood.
What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that movie. In case you couldn't tell from my oh-so-subtle joking around earlier, I do know who Robert Rodriguez is, and I've seen like the Mariachi trilogy and Planet Terror. I've seen that.
Sin City.
Oh yeah, Sin City. I've seen a lot of his movies, and I am a fan. It's really in two halves. The first half is Seth and Richie Gecko, two bank robbers that are on the run for stealing a large sum of money, and they are on their way to Mexico. It's Quentin Tarantino, who is freaking psychotic
It's
in
an
the
interesting
movie.
dynamic.
Yeah,
George Clooney's more of like the straight. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He just wants to.
He says in
do
the
his
movie
job.
he's a professional thief, and he just wants to get what he wants done.
And Tarantino.
And Tarantino is like takes pleasure in just killing people. This family, so they're just roaming around, and they stop at the same hotel as the two bank robbers, and they end up getting taken hostage. The family and the bank robbers stop at this rendezvous point that the bank robbers' contact has set up, and that is a bar called what's the bar called?
The Titty Twister.
So they go into the bar, which is a pretty tough place in general, but later on, these people in the bar, the employees of the bar, expose themselves as vampires. Not the gay Twilight vampires either. These people don't freaking twinkle. They have monster faces.
They're pretty freaking scary. Yeah, some of the coolest vampires I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah. So the rest of the movie is just them picking off a rabble of different vampires.
It's like a Tarantino Reservoir Dogs type crime thriller or drama more, met with a vampire hack and slash horror, balls out horror movie in a way.
Yeah. You can tell it was written by Quentin Tarantino because of all the dialogue and stuff, namely George Clooney's dialogue. He's the smooth talker type in this one. Like, he's like evil Danny Ocean.
I want to see George Clooney do more of these kind of movies. Like, he should, if Quentin Tarantino does another movie, which hopefully he does, have him in there again. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, George Clooney's good at it. Like, he's good at
he's
the fast talking. Like he says a lot of the F word in this movie. The fuck word. The fuck word. Yeah, the fuck word.
And Tarantino actually is pretty decent in this movie. When he's normally
he's not Django-y in it. Like anyone who's seen that movie knows what I'm talking about.
This is probably the only movie where he has like a really substantial role.
Yeah, it's his like only co-starring role, I'd say. What about the effects in the movie?
The practical effects for the most part are pretty solid when it comes to like the vampires, like
Yeah.
the makeup and stuff. And there's some cool blood stuff and there's some splatter. But when it comes to the CG, this is 1995.
1995 CGI, so think
And
like
they kind of try to blend it, but
it has a charm to it.
it does. It kind of works because it's it's not pretending to be something more. So it knows what it is.
It looks like all right for the time, but like it looks pretty cheap by today's standards.
they're a little dated. They're pretty dated.
They think like Independence Day or something like that.
Independence Day. I personally preferred the first half because I've seen this movie like 3 times now. I actually like the first half much more than the second half. I still enjoyed the second half, but the first half really got me with the dialogue and the humor and the drama in the movie. What did you think, like noticing how the halves are so completely different?
Yeah, it really seemed like Quentin Tarantino was like all writing this one new movie where like these bank robbers take this family and stuff, and I guess that I don't know. I'm not Tarantino, but it seemed like it was supposed to be like a drama about them like doing this stuff, but then he was just like, this is too much like Reservoir Dogs, fucking vampire movie.
It was going like really well too. Like we mentioned, George Clooney had like some really cool one-liners in the movie, and then it takes a complete turn when it gets to that.
I don't know about you, but to me it didn't really seem like it was in the style of a lot of Robert Rodriguez's previous
Or Tarantino.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to like, especially the first half, seemed very Tarantino-y. There was some stuff in the vampire killing parts that looked Rodriguez-y, like there's this band that has a man guitar that seemed very silly, like the sort of stuff that they put in Rodriguez movies, like the hair slicking the floor in Road Racers and the fan in Desperado. That
Yeah, I remember that. They work really well together. I wish they haven't done anything since Grindhouse. I think they should do another project together. Actually, I would like to see it. In case we didn't mention, there's Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis, Tom Savini. Which I don't know if you want to mention
Tom
his
Savini.
character with the specific
the weaponry he carries around.
Yeah.
He has this penis gun, which it's a barrel and then like 2 what are they, clips, I guess. They're not clips because it's for a revolver, but it's like a dick and balls. It was in Desperado first.
Today that'd be CG, but it's kind of nice to see that they took the extra mile. Just because if you look at the special features, I think they show how they made it, and they had to have like 2 or 3 people working it with wires.
For this cod piece.
For
For this one shot.
But hey, see that gives you an idea of how silly the
Yeah.
movie is. But it's fun. Who gives a hell?
Yeah.
There's Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
And when Cheech Marin, I don't know how to say his name.
I don't know. It's Cheech Marin. That's
He's in like 3 roles in the movie, which
Yep.
if you know Robert Rodriguez, like he's in most of his movies, so you get
or,
that,
or
I guess.
Cheech and Chong. He was Cheech and Chong.
It sort of feels like a Tarantino movie in the first half and Robert Rodriguez in the second half.
Yeah,
Kinda.
but sort of like a Robert Rodriguez movie without any of the setup, almost. Like
The opening scene was
like
awesome. The opening scene was awesome. We didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, but it sort of feels like the back half of Planet Terror. Like it's almost like the beginning of Reservoir Dogs and then the end of Planet Terror. It's like what the friggin' hell?
I would say watching this movie for the 3rd time, I loved it like the first time. Watching it again, it wasn't as good. I thought it was great going like the first half, and then like it dipped to a good movie, I'd say, in the second half, because it was a B movie, which I still enjoyed, but I just personally preferred the first half, and it was kind of, I don't think it maybe meshed perfectly, and also Tarantino, I don't think it's a big spoiler, but he kind of leaves the movie at that point.
Don't look at the back of the DVD cover
Yeah.
if you want to be surprised.
I just think like George Clooney and Tarantino, like they had like really good chemistry and they worked really well in the movie. So it took a little bit of a dip, but I still like it finished pretty well. And again, it's a really solid, enjoyable, fun movie.
Yeah, that's about what I thought. I was like, I liked the first half, but like I knew I'd seen like the James Rolfe thing in Monster Madness. A lot of the like surprises were a little bit spoiled, I guess you could say, but just going on what I saw, like with what I knew, it was actually better than I expected it to be. I thought like I'd be really engaged in the first half, and the second half would just be like, F that. But it actually had me going all the way through, so I thought it was good. Was there anything that changed watching it multiple times?
I don't know if really much changed.
Fascinating!
I can't... I'll say the only thing that changed maybe was, like, I was younger when I saw this movie, so seeing it now, I got to appreciate the dialogue more in it, which still really lives up, I think. The Tarantino dialogue in the first half. The only thing that didn't live up, I think, was the second half. So, anything else?
Oh, future phone's ringing.
No! Paradox!
Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, Juliette Lewis.
Welcome to slavery.
No thanks. I already have a wife.